everyone, and welcome to Session 5 of Digital DNA, Data, Insights and Visualization, where we have our first forum. First of all, let me introduce you the forum rules for a few minutes. How the forum will work. Each morning at the Spanish time or even the night before, I will upload a video and it's linked to YouTube and all the material needed for that day in the Session 5 material folder in the campus. At the same time, I will open a thread with a question for the day. You'll have to answer the question on that thread. Threads cannot be created by the students. Only the teacher can create threads. Please use them to answer the question and not to post doubts or questions not related with the problem itself. Remember that the exercise is continuous, which means that for answering the question for day 2, you must have performed the exercise in day 1, and so on for day 3, 4, and 5, so you can have all the insights and information that we gathered the day before. The participation in the forum should be between 1 and 3 posts for the whole forum, which means that you cannot post in all the threads open. So you have to make room to all the students to be able to post. This forum will be graded. I will create a rubric for the forum, and you will receive the grading after the forum is finished. Remember that all threads will be open until the end of the forum, so you can post even if you are not on day 1 on the question of day 1. So this grading will be part of the class participation evaluation, which means that if you do not post during the whole forum, you will be considered as an absent. And remember that we have an absent policy that impacts in your evaluation. Please use this grading as a training for the group and the final exam, as the procedure and the content of the forum will be very similar to those tests. And now, let's start with the exercise. For this forum, we're going to use your imagination and imagine that we work in the marketing department of a consumer goods company. This company has created and launched a new product 15 weeks ago. This product has 2 versions. Product A, which is the basic version of the product with a market average quality, and Product B, which is the premium version of that product with a quality above the market average. We have released the product to 4 different markets: China, Spain, United Kingdom, and United States, but only in selected locations in the market. So we are able to understand the customer behavior and respond to the new product prior to a global launch. At this point, we have to plan the marketing campaign for the following quarter, and our manager comes and asks us to know in which market and location and product the company should invest in order to achieve a better result for the following quarter. So, Houston, we have a problem. But don't panic. So, we have a problem. We have to start. But where do we start? I mean, if you remember the first class, I presented you with the data analytics framework that will be a guide to help us in all analytics problems. Right now, we are in the first step, the definition. And in the definition, the first thing we have to do is to identify the question. In this case, the question is more or less clear. The question will be, which combination of market, location, and product are performing better, in order to dedicate the marketing resource of the following quarter and therefore maximize the company's sales. So, we have the question. We have now to develop an hypothesis that answers that question. As we work in the marketing department, we talk with the sales people, and we have heard that both China and Spain seems to be quite good markets, and they know that they have had a very good response to the product. So our first hypothesis will be China and Spain. We don't know which location and we don't know which product yet, but we have this for the moment. Then let's move to the data side. We have to collect all the internal and external information. In this case, as we have to answer the question, we know that we need a file with the sales, at least with the sales for the last 15 weeks, with the detail of market and location, product, week, and the number of sales. We request this information to the sales team, and they return us with the file that you have in the folder with the Excel file. Let's move to the Excel file and check whether we have or not all the information. So this is the Excel file, this information, and he said that we have the sales per market, location and product for the first 15 weeks. Let's move to the sales tab. We have here a huge table with a lot of information. We have market, location, product, week, and sales. It seems that we have all the information. Let's check if we have the 4 markets. We have China, Spain, United Kingdom, and the US. So it seems that we have the 4 markets. And let's check whether we have the information for the 15 weeks. It looks so. So it seems that we have all the information needed. So we have the information. We have checked the information and it seems that we have the 4 markets and the 15 weeks. So the data is accurate. Let's move to the next step of the framework, which is the analysis. We have to explore the dataset and understand the information. It seems that we have all the information to check our hypothesis and provide an answer to our question. So, check. So let's move to the analysis itself. We're going to perform a first analysis in the Excel file. So let's move there. Here we have the information, and for the first analysis we are going to use a tool that we saw in class, the pivot table. We're going to create a pivot table and analyze the information here. So let's create a new tab because we are going to place the pivot table in a different tab. Here we have the template. Let's copy the tab. Let's create a copy. Place it after the sales tab here. And let's name it pivot. Here we have. And let's create the pivot table. If you remember, you have to select all the information here. Go to the insert menu. Click in pivot table and select the existing worksheet and where to place it. So let's go to the pivot tab that we have created just for this, click in B10, enter, and OK. And here we have the place for the pivot table. Let's start with the market. Let's start with analysis. We have the hypothesis on China and Spain as markets, so let's see if that's true or not. Let's place here the market in rows and the sales here as a total. Let's change the format as a numeric in order to see it more clearly. Here, let's remove decimal number and let's sort it. Okay, if you remember, we're going to sort it based on the sum of sales descending, because we have the higher sales up in the table. So we have it sorted and we can see that it's true. China and Spain are the 2 markets with the higher sales. That's great. And let's check how the product performed so we can answer the question more properly. Let's have here the product. Now you see that we have the pivot table like this. I want it not to be like this, but to have a different column for the product itself. We can do this here in Design tab of the pivot table. Here in the report layout, choose Show in Outline Form. So we can have this. Now we have this sorted alphabetically, so let's sort it again based on the sum of sales. Sort product you see here by sum of sales descending again. So we have it sorted, and we can see that in China and Spain it's product A, the one that is performing better with a higher number of sales. Although here in the United Kingdom we have product B, and also in the United States of America. But here we have like a close tie. They are very similar, the response of the market. So we have enhanced our answer. We don't only have now China, but we have also the product. China and product A, China and product B will be the following, and then Spain, then UK and product B, and Spain and product A, which means that if we do the analysis by product itself, UK and product B wins over Spain and product A, although Spain as a whole market has higher sales than the UK. So this is interesting. We are starting to get to some insights from the data and to get to a better question and answer to the question. But we have also the location. We have to introduce the location in our analysis. Let's here introduce the location also. But here the table gets a little bit more messy. It's not easy to see information here. So what we are going to do is we're going to leave the location in rows, and we're going to place the product in columns. That's great. We can see a lot more information here. We can see for each product which is the best location. But the problem here is that what we are seeing is a fixed photo with the sum of the 15 weeks. We know that we have to invest, and we have that investment to have a response on the future performing of the product. So what we are losing here is the trend. Let's think about this. Let's think about the information, and let's have some minutes and analyze the information. We're going to pose our first question, which helps you to go through the analysis. The first question of the forum is, having all this information and after sorting properly the pivot table, which seems to be the best combination of location and product for each market? Will the explanation change if you study the sales not for the full 15 weeks but only for the last 4 weeks? Please choose one market for the question and articulate your answer.